Hey guys, so I'm going to be covering the Duck Hunt GameObject creation assignment. The first thing that we need to do is we need to create a C# script. I'll name this Duck Spawner 3. And the reason why I have 3 is because I already have 2 other ones. So I'll hit enter, double click on it, and I'll drag it out on here. So the first thing that we need for this script is we need a public GameObject, and I'll name this duck. The reason why we want this is because we want this variable will hold whatever thing we want to instantiate, or in other words, whatever prefab or game object that we need. I'll comment these out because I don't need them for the script, but I will type in public void. This will be a new function, and nothing will be returned. I'll name this spawn duck, and it won't pass anything either. Here, I won't type this out, but this is where you'll instantiate the duck. The thing to keep in mind, though, is that there's 3 parameters that you need. The first one is duck, so that'll be the first parameter that you need. The second parameter that you need is transform.position. The reason why you need this is because transform.position is talking about the position of the game object that the script's attaching to. Since we're attaching this to the spawner game object, it'll make it so that the ducks will spawn at the spawner. The third one that we need is quaternion.identity. Yep, that should be spelled correctly. And the reason why we need this is I believe it sets the default position of the rotation of the object. So in other words, whenever you call this function, it will instantiate the duck using the duck variable, and then the position of this game object, and then the default rotation. So I'm going to drag that back out, click on here again, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy and paste my code that I already have into that function. Okay, now we need to create the spawner. So to create the spawner, I'll just click on create, then create empty. Then I will type in, I'll name this spawner. Press enter. Now we want to click and drag our script onto it. And now what I need is a prefab of the duck. In order to create a prefab, you just simply click and drag it onto the assets window. Now I have a new duck. Of course I have this one as well, but that's from before. So now click on spawner, and then click on, actually you can just click and drag the prefab onto here. And now whenever we call that function, it'll spawn a duck. Well, now we need to test to make sure that it works. So I'll click on create, then UI, then button, and right now it's super huge, the canvas is. We want to make the canvas smaller. So to do that, click on canvas, then click on screen space and change it to camera. Then click and drag main camera onto this render camera slot. And you'll see that our button's now all the way down here. So we'll put that into position. And now we need to link up the button with the spawner. To do that, you'll have to have the button already selected, and then you need to press plus, then drag the spawner onto this box right here, then click function, then your own function that you created, then spawn duck. Now let's move the spawner, I'll move it right here. Another thing that you can do is actually rename it. So you can type in spawn and you rename it by just clicking on this triangle, then clicking on text, and then changing the text here. So now when I press play, there's new ducks. And see how I'm just creating more and more? Well, now we need to be able to destroy the duck. So we need to create another script. This will be called, I'm going to call this duck health, because this is based on the health of the duck, in my opinion. Oh wait, obviously I already have one, so I need to put 3. So I'll double click, reload, then I'll click here. Now I need to, oh, yes. Now I need to drag this out right here. And obviously I'll need to rename this. Okay. Now for this, once again I'll comment these out. I need to create a special function. And it's called void onTrigger enter. And basically what onTrigger enter does is that whenever you make a collider, a trigger, it makes it so that anything can pass through it. But when that happens, when anything enters into the trigger area or the collision area, it'll call this function. And it will pass in a collider. And I'll name the variable hit. Now we need to make a test to make sure that whatever's hitting the trigger area, or I should say whatever area the duck is hitting is what we want it to be. In this case, we want it to be a kill zone that will destroy the duck. So I'll type in hit.tag and equals. Now this will be the name of the tag. And I'll name, and it'll be kill zone tag. So basically what this is saying is whatever collider that the duck is hitting, we need to make sure that the tag is kill zone tag. And I'm not going to show you how to destroy the duck here because there's already videos about how to destroy and instantiate the duck. But you'll destroy the duck here. Okay, so I'll drag this out. And you'll have to solve that on your own, or you can just ask me in class, right? I'm just going to copy my existing code. Okay, now I need to locate my duck health. We'll want to attach this to the duck. So now the duck has the duck health, and we need to click apply in order to apply it to our prefab so that our prefab also has the duck health. Now we want to create a kill zone. To do that, click Create, then 3D Object, then Cube. I'll click on here, and then I'll use this to drag it out to the bottom. And I'll want to make it invisible by turning off the mesh renderer. And in order to make this area a trigger area, I need to click on is trigger in the box collider. I'll rename this to kill zone. And you have to hit enter to confirm the name. I already have the tag kill zone. Of course, as I showed you, I called it kill zone tag, so I'll do that here. It has to be the exact same tag as what I showed you before with the hit.tag double equals whatever that string is. It has to be the exact same. So now what I need to do is I need to click on the kill zone, then click on kill zone tag, then I need to, well, once I do that, then let's check. Oh yeah, one other thing is that the duck needs to have a collider. I should say a box collider. It also needs to have a rigid body. And we'll turn off the gravity. So now, once I press play, if I click and drag the duck onto the kill zone, the duck will be destroyed, and I can, well, I'll click here, and then I can spawn more ducks and drag them to, oh wait, one thing I forgot, click here. I forgot to hit apply for when I added these, because you'll notice they don't have these. So click apply. So now it does have it. So now when I click here, okay, they're flipping out. Let's fix that really quick. So click here. Underneath the rigid body, there's constraints. Click on X, Y, and Z, and also this other Z, and hit apply again. Now when we press play, we can have multiple ones, and we can all drag them to their doom. And that's all you need to do for this assignment.